Hello, welcome back to Dumb Thumbs FPV. So I've been gone for a while because I've been on vacation. Plus I've had some stuff that I was supposed to review that ended up on a slow boat to China or from China, and I don't know whatever happened to the stuff. Some of it didn't show up and some of it did, and by the time it did show up, everybody else and their dog already did a review on it, so there was no point. This here is the TinyLeader by FullSpeedRC. And it's very unique. That's why I was really interested in it. It's a 2S and 3S, not a 1S. There's 1S will not work in here. 2S and 3S quadcopter. It comes with a micro camera in here, which is a Caddx camera. You can get them many different places. You can get the lenses many different places if you crack a lens. You can also get this in the HD version. You can get it with the Caddx Turtle version 2 with a microphone. So that's very interesting. Never seen that on a little whoop before. The VTX, which is great because it's 25 100, or no, I'm sorry, 25 200, I think 600. I don't know, that's kind of crazy. If I'm wrong, I'll put it up on the screen. It came with no instructions, of course, no extra propellers, no extra anything in the box. Just, you know, I got a battery because of the pre-order, and they shipped the wrong battery. It was supposed to be a 300 HV. I got a 450. Doesn't even fit inside the TPU holder, so I just had to use rubber bands on it. As far as overall durability, I was kind of questioning this. Here you got 3 little screws that are going to hold on to this whole thing here. But, you know, the benefit of that is that if you do break one of these, you can just zip it off and then put your motor in there and you're done. You don't have to go through the whole damn frame every time you break something. The carbon fiber here is pretty thin, but, you know, there's plenty of protection here and back here. I don't think you're going to be cracking too many of those. I'm not saying it's indestructible. You know, even a piece of lead can be destroyed. And speaking of lead, that's exactly how this thing is going to fly, because it's extraordinarily heavy. I measured it from here to here, and I think it came out to 78 from motor post to motor post. So that's 78 distance across, and yet it weighs well, this is what the battery that was shipped with me. It weighs an astonishing 70, let's say just 75.9 or 76. That's a lot. That's a lot of disc loading, so it's going to fly heavy. And if you do put a 3S on here, which is what I'm guessing the 450 would weigh, is like a 3S. You put a 3S on here plus the HD camera, and you're talking something that's going to be pretty hefty on weight. It's going to fly heavy. You're going to have to really pay attention to throttle management, and you're probably going to have some washout on yaw and so on and so forth. It's going to fly heavy. I wouldn't know, and the reason I wouldn't know is because I got 5 seconds of flight out of this before it burned up one of the ports on the ESC. It burned up actually this one back here. And what happened was, it was when they shipped it, they had the motor stop turned off, so it was spin up as it armed. And I typically always turn that off, but I just ran this the way that they shipped it. The problem with that is that it got up in the air, snagged the back of the couch a little bit, flipped upside down, and just got like this on a blanket, and I shut it down real quick. I disarmed it real quick, but even within that split second, it burned out the port on the ESC. So the 4-in-1 ESC obviously doesn't have too much protection in order for that to happen. I was kind of surprised it did that. But it's actually pulsating the motor. The motor's good. It didn't single phase out the motor or anything. I did take the motor off and plug it into this port. The motor works great. So it's, unfortunately, that would have been an easy fix, but it's the 4-in-1 ESC, which is down here, and it's held on by just 2 stands here, not 4, because the way they have everything tilted, they just put 2 of them in here, 2 standoffs. So yeah, I was kind of bummed about that. It does come with Betaflight OSD, but honestly, guys, if that's all it's going to take to burn out the 4-in-1 ESC, I'm going to say not recommended buy this one. It's going to be heavy to fly anyway. I just wait for the trash can. The ESCs trash can's coming out right now, and I think that one's actually going to be a hit. I think it's going to be the right weight, and I think it's going to be an absolute killer machine. So I think this one here is just overall too heavy. And I was really shocked that it burned out a 4-in-1 ESC by just tipping upside down on a blanket like that. That's kind of crazy, especially for a whoop. I mean, we fly these around inside here. So guys, there's my review. Once again, this channel's not monetized, so if you see anything from YouTube as far as advertising, get it ad block and block YouTube. In fact, just run them all the time. It's great to have those things. This is a non-sponsored video, so I get nothing from this channel. This is just an extension of my hobby, so that's about as honest review as if you were a customer and you bought this thing. Same thing happened to you. You fly it for 5 seconds, get up upside down on a blanket, and boom, it's done. I think you'd be pretty disappointed. I also think you'd be very disappointed by a 450 battery that does not fit in the holder. I think you'd be kind of upset about that as well, especially for the price. The ESC and trash can is going to be less money, and it's going to include extra stuff like props and stuff. So I would definitely go with that as opposed to this. But that's just my opinion, because that's what a review channel is opinion, expectations, and reality. And the reality of this is pretty damn disappointing. I also noticed too that FullSpeedRC has I know they're busy right now building these things. They probably had these in a lot of demand, but they have a hard time answering any questions you have. So on their Facebook page, I never got an answer back on a couple different things. And I noticed other people have noticed that as well. So anyway, guys, that's my recommendation is don't buy. Stay away. Go get the trash can. This is ridiculous. Thank you very much and have a great evening.